Today, I am here to give y'all my full-on predictions for the 2025 Japanese Grand Prix. It is going to be very exciting with a lot of storylines to talk about, I am sure, because of Yuki Tsunoda moving over to the main Red Bull team. We'll talk about that in a minute. But enough said here, and on to the intro we go. Alrighty here, the Japanese Grand Prix weekend is here, and there's a lot to talk about here. So we're just going to go down the list, and once we get to a driver that has a little discussion around their name, we'll talk about it. But winning the Grand Prix will be Oscar Piastri in the McLaren, winning back-to-back races. He won the Chinese Grand Prix. Now he's going to back it up with the Japanese Grand Prix. He's a real championship contender, Lando Norris fans. Lando Norris is not going to be given this championship this year. His teammate is going to give him all hell. So keep an eye on that one. Lando Norris, P2. P3, Max Verstappen. I think Red Bull is the fourth fastest car. But after this race weekend, we will know for sure. Because if Tsunoda goes out there and performs, I'll say on par with the Ferraris, maybe Kimi Antonelli, then I'll say they're the fourth fastest car. But if he goes out there and just flops like Liam Lawson has been doing, Red Bull may not be the fourth fastest car. They may be the fifth or sixth fastest car, and they just have a four-time world champ in one of the cars. So let's just be real here. Let's not try to sugarcoat anything. Alrighty, here, P4, George Russell in the Mercedes. Mercedes is the second quickest team right now, in my opinion. A decent outing for them. Kimi Antonelli, P5. Kimi Antonelli will unfortunately not become the youngest F1 race winner. That's still going to be belonging to Max Verstappen. He had a chance to become one by winning one of the first three races, the Australian Grand Prix, the Chinese Grand Prix, and the Japanese Grand Prix. P4 in Australia, and then Chinese Grand Prix had floor damage, so his race was kind of up in the air. He still managed to get some points, and so there you go there. He has to win Japanese Grand Prix in order to become the youngest winner, which I believe is not going to happen. Mercedes has a quick car, but nowhere near the pace as the McLaren. So he's going to be P5, which is nothing too bad to harp about because P5 has a rookie in a Mercedes in the second weakest car is a very big deal. You look at Liam Lawson, what he's been doing. He struggled, got the boot. So he's doing a lot of good things. And so there you go there. Charles Leclerc, P6, P7 is going to be Yuki Tsunoda. I got hope for Red Bull of being the fourth quickest car. Damn, I'm struggling there. So there you go there. P8, Alexander Albon. P9, Lewis Hamilton. Let's talk about it. Lewis Hamilton won the Chinese sprint race, and he fell apart in qualifying. He fell apart in that, and then he also fell apart in the Grand Prix Sunday. So I'm still not sold on him entirely of being a championship contender, as I should say. Alrighty, here, moving on. Carlos Sainz, P10. He got points at the Chinese Grand Prix, but not in the way he wanted, and it was because of disqualifications from both Ferraris ahead of him. So he got the promotion, and I know points are points, but Carlos Sainz really deep down wanted to earn it and finish in the top 10. And not just be given it from a disqualification by Ferrari for being overweight for Leclerc and a wooden plank for Lewis Hamilton. And I heard some pretty good analogies here from both perspectives. Charles Leclerc ran a one-stop race at the Chinese Grand Prix, and the tire wear was tremendous by the end of it, his last stint. And so much tire was off, and the car was significantly lighter than what it would be with a fresh set of tires. So that's why he was underweight. They're not trying to cheat anything here. And then Lewis Hamilton started the race with a lot of fuel and a lot of downforce. I mean, a lot of it. And that car was just bottoming out. And the piece of wood was just getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And that's why he failed and got disqualified in post-race tech. So there you go there. Just maybe that clears the air up there. But moving on, Liam Lawson, P11. The Visa Cash App Racing Bulls car this year is really good, so you can never count them out for a point run. Ready there, moving on. We're going to have Pierre Gasly, Isaac Hadjar. Isaac Hadjar, I believe, is going to have a chance to prove himself here these next couple of weeks because let's just be hypothetical here. If Yuki Tsunoda does not do well in this Red Bull ride like Liam Lawson has been doing and just being P20 every session, He's going to be the next in line. Hopefully he does good, because if he struggles and has a bad stint of races, we do have a triple header. We have the Japanese Grand Prix, Bahrain, Saudi. If he struggles in this triple header and Yuki Tsunoda struggles, I believe Tsunoda will get his seat over Hadjar, and Hadjar will get the boot. I just don't know how things are going to go. His battle with Liam Lawson is going to be one to keep an eye on, and we could very well see a return of Daniel Ricciardo. So there you go there. Moving on, Fernando Alonso and then Lance Stroll. The Aston Martins this year are just so up and down. They're wishy-washy. You do not know the results you're going to have, or they're going to have, more like. And the Chinese Grand Prix was definitely a surprise for Lance Stroll, and so was Melbourne. But Fernando Alonso DNFing both races this year is very questionable and not promising at all, because Fernando Alonso ultimately is going to be the highest scorer for the team. And if he's DNFing back-to-back races, that's 2 races that he's going to fail to miss on points. And let's just be real here. If he would have ran the Australian Grand Prix with the amount of collisions and wrecks we had, he would have got points easily, because he's a veteran. He knows how to keep the car on track in wet conditions. He would have easily gotten a top 5 result. Fast forward to the Chinese Grand Prix with the disqualifications there. He could have probably got P8, P9, P10, a 1 or 2, 3 points. So those are points that they're missing out on, and that's going to hurt them in the long run. Already here, you got Oliver Behrman in P16, P17. Gabriel Bartoletto beating teammate Nico Hulkenberg at the line. I don't expect much from the Salvers this year. They're practically tanking, and so that's a big win for Bartoletto to beat his teammate, in my opinion, if this were to happen. And the 2 drivers that I got DNFing are Esteban Ocon and Jack Doohan. Ocon, it's going to be all right. He had a good result in China, so the media's not going to go and harp on him. But if Jack Doohan DNFs or struggles in general, he is going to get the shape of Italy. You may say, well, what is the shape of Italy? The boot. Franco Colapinto is at the doorsteps right now to that second Alpine car. They're paying him, 10 million euros a year to be a reserve driver? That is way too much money to be on the sidelines. He's going to be in that car sooner rather than later. And if Doohan sucks here, Colapinto may be in that ride in Bahrain. I'm just saying. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I like Franco. I like the enthusiasm he has. He has a big fan base in North and South America. It is very relieving to see a driver from this part of the world doing well, because I know Formula One is very European, and we see a lot of dominant European drivers. But it is I'm very glad to see someone from South America making a mark in Formula One. Last year, Franco was very special. And now we got Gabriel Bartoletto and potentially Franco Colapinto in the mix. Maybe Sergio Perez comes out next year. So things are looking promising for the Western Hemisphere. So it's going to be fun. And there you go. There's my full-on predictions for the Japanese Grand Prix.